Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 11th, and we can see not a whole lot of action. I mean, we popped back up. We got above the yellow ABM just briefly, and then started to consolidate going back in there, and there's just been no change. And there's mostly because there's been no difference or news change as to policy or anything. And with Congress now on recess, not likely anything's going to happen. The only thing you're going to see maybe will be some executive order action, which puts difficulties for the market to really express itself in any direction. So I think that we're likely to still see a little bit more of this continued sideways action. Still intraday provides enough volatility. Euro going nowhere as well. It's sort of stuck. I mean, you're getting much closer. Obviously, the more French polls show Le Pen not doing as well, should see some improvement in the euro. But the reality is, I think a lot of them are just apoplectically frozen simply because they can't trust what the polls say. So they're sort of frozen in that situation. And bonds holding up nicely as we're sort of stuck right in this middle point of, is there going to be, you know, a push towards inflation or growth, or are we just going into a deflationary, which is what this is betting on for a rise? Go figure. Oil continues its ramp up. There's going to be a interesting meeting of the road, so to speak. When prices start to rise like this, you have desire for increased production, and with the surpluses that you already have, that's a problem, which will cause an even deeper fall. And we expect gold is going to continue regardless of the inflationary issues. Let me shrink this 5K chart just a little bit. We can see the action. Just beautiful. We had the nice rise all the way up to new highs. When we had the pre-market here, I was suggesting that we were still looking at a continuation move, and then got the little turnaround. We ended up dipping right about here in the orange with the crossovers. Led to a return to the highs is all I was looking for, and then we ended up going just a little bit further. But in that going a little bit further, you ended up with your plus 13.5 on the orange, and that led to just a couple more bars before it finally just caved in. And that's usually where you look for that azure line to start rolling. In this particular case, fairly easy because you have the short algo to play with right in these zone ranges, as well as even the 61% right here. And to see those, you can left click your mouse and it will give you the data window, or you can always have your data window operating. There we go. Just got to get it clear of the range. And if you want that, you can right click the chart in an open spot, and you can just click view data window, and it'll pop up and be a floating window that you can go from. But we ended up going back to the lows. And it's interesting because you see the little number 5 right here as we dipped down and posed another buy opportunity at that spot as well, and then proceeded to go all the way back up to the peaks, and then again double with the spike of plus 13.5 in the orange, and you can see trailed off from there. The first one didn't produce as much simply because you had a nice strong rising, well, both the red, magenta, everything, and then it's that lower matching highs, lower peak, and sure enough fade off. So all we did was come back to the lows. No surprise there. So it's just trading back and forth within this, and I think that's the volatility that we're going to get. Doesn't look to be anything that's terribly scary at this particular point. Obviously, everyone has their pulse on any terrorism events, but even that has marginal impact unless it would be something super dramatic here. So all in all, we're just going to have to keep playing this range until something breaks, even if it's just a discussion about tax reform or something that might be moving forward would certainly generate enough excitement to propel the market further up into the stratosphere. So we'll just hold on until that happens. As always, trade well. We'll talk again later.